What's up, boys and girls? This is Vin Jimfield. Hope you're having a smashing day. Today we have a very interesting episode. I wanted to talk about the Mac Mini in 2018. Hope you enjoy. Okay, so this is my first Mac actually. This is the Mac Mini late 2012 edition. And let me tell you, I've used this a lot. I don't use it anymore other than I use it as basically something I have hooked up to my TV to watch old movies. And it's, as you can see, it's very compact. It is kind of light, weighs about the same as a MacBook. Actually, I think it's even heavier. And this is a product that Apple is not actually focusing on, you know. I mean, they hardly even focus on their Mac Pros, you know. So the Mac Mini is no exception. This hasn't been updated in years. And the one that is on, you know, Apple Store that's being sold currently, there are 3 models and you have some customization. But in essence, I think that the Mac Mini that you can purchase today, like the latest version of the Mac Mini, it's a bad product, and it's in ways it's even worse than this one, because in these latest Mac Minis you can't remove the memory, the RAM, and you can't remove the hard drives. I think it's all pretty much sold in those computers, and that's kind of terrible if you think about it. Now the Mac Mini late 2012, not only can you change your RAM, like I upgraded this from 4 gigs of RAM to 16 gigs of RAM, and it has 2 slots for 2.5-inch hard drives, so I've got 2 SSDs in this one, rocking at RAID 0. So this is like a really fast Mac Mini computer. Like this one even has it's a quad-core i7 processor. I have the specs here just so I don't misspeak, but basically it's not exactly a beast considering this is a very old version, but it's still i7, it's quad-core, and it's not exactly built for 4K. So if the idea is that you want to, like, you know, record 4K videos on a Mac Mini, this is not it. You could get the newer one, but here's the thing, like, you can get the cheapest Mac Mini for about $500, and you still have to like have a monitor, and you still have to have like a keyboard and mouse, and I'd rather just go with something like a MacBook, you know. But I get it, you know, people who choose a Mac Mini, they want to go into the world of Macs, but they won't want to spend a lot of money, and for that reason I recommend 2 options. Like, one option is to build a Hackintosh, but that's strictly speaking not even legal, so you know. But the best option really is to get like the cheapest Mac Mini possible, because the thing that you can do on a Mac Mini is you can use GarageBand, which is an amazing app for, you know, making music. Like, I use it all the time for my movies. And the other thing is Final Cut Pro. Now Final Cut Pro for video editing is awesome in the essence that you don't really need a powerful Mac computer. You know, you have your proxy options, you can edit 4K videos. And I can tell you, I have some really interesting numbers on this Mac Mini, and this is definitely not the fastest one. It has Intel QuickSync. For those of you who don't know, it basically means that you can export videos from Final Cut Pro really fast. Now on the Mac Mini, I made a test once, like I was trying to compare my, you know, Hackintosh, my powerful blue beast, you know. I was comparing it to my late 2013 MacBook Pro Retina, and this was also in the test. Not only that, I even had my iPhone 7 to see how fast it would be to edit and export a 10-minute 4K file. Now this blue beast, it did the whole job, like import, export, edit, everything in 15 minutes. My iPhone 7 actually did it in 12 minutes. Yeah, my iPhone 7 actually beat my computer. I made a video on that. My MacBook, it took about 27 minutes, and this Mac Mini, 28 minutes. So I would not recommend this for 4K video editing, but 1080p, no problem. Like, I made many short movies that I edited on this one, and even two longer features, 1.5 hour, The Consultant, and then we did Deserters. That's a 2-hour movie, which I edited on this little thing. So, I mean, I love the design. Look at this, like aluminum, unibody all around, and it's so easy to do an upgrade. You just flip this open and you just unscrew, you got your RAM here, and you got 2 slots for 2.5-inch hard drives, so you can put in 2 SD hard drives or create like a fusion drive. It's really nice. So the fans are not that loud, but it's a tiny fan, and you know the thing about fans is that the tinier it is, the more noise it makes. So this is a tiny fan, and it's gonna go into overtime when you're like exporting or doing something graphic intensely. Now that's the downside. Like, you don't get a Mac Mini for gaming because it does not have an external graphics card. But actually today, you know, with the eGPUs, that's no longer an issue. So like, you can get something like this on eBay for about $200, you know. And that's a good price. If you just want like the basics, let's say you just want to do some light editing on Final Cut Pro. And you know me, I just love Final Cut Pro, so for me it's a win, you know, to use something like this just to get access to Final Cut Pro. And again, GarageBand, fantastic software for those of you who want to get into music. And about the video editing, maybe you just want to do some light editing, you know, like my videos, like just simple edits of vlogs. Trust me, you really do not need like a Mac Pro for that. Like, you can go with any Mac in the world. It will be just fine. So if you have a computer screen and a keyboard and a mouse, then you know this one has all sorts of things. It has 4 USB ports, HDMI, it has you got your Ethernet here, you got audio, and you got your SD drive. So I mean, this is a nifty little package, you know. But again, I mean, it's not a powerhouse. That's not what this is about. This is something that's compact, it's cheap, and it's basically for those who just want the Mac experience but don't have the coin for something more expensive, you know. So yeah, no, I think today, you know, when computers are getting less and less interesting and most people are starting to use these things for everything, and I mean everything, like video editing, like making music, we do all sorts of things on our smartphones. So for that, you know, I have to say that something like the Mac Mini, it's hard to recommend in 2018, it really is, but you know, what you can do in GarageBand and Final Cut Pro on this thing is still a lot more than you can do on your iPhone 7. Even if you have the more, I mean, it's interesting to think that my iPhone 7 has more power than this Mac Mini. Now that's a fact. It does. The processor is faster. It can do more. But the real desktop apps like Final Cut Pro and GarageBand, like, you have so many options there that you can't even compare it to something like the iPhone 7. So no, I'm really seeing this, the big picture here. If you want simple editing and you can get like a Mac Mini for about 200, it's totally worth it. And about, you know, getting a Mac Mini for 5,000 in the stores today, where you can't even get a bigger, you know, hard drive or increase your RAM, it's sad, you know, it's really sad. Like, and they only have dual core. That's also very interesting. Like, it doesn't matter which Mac Mini you purchase today, they all have dual cores, where my late 2012 Mac Mini has quad core. Like, seriously, what's the deal here? It's ridiculous. Look at this. It's a thing of beauty, isn't it? It's gorgeous. I love this thing. And of course, there's the option, you know, of buying the parts to build a Hackintosh. But you know, Hackintosh, it's far from easy. I mean, it's so difficult that I can't even make like a tutorial. I mean, I've struggled so much building my Hackintosh that I don't know if I could recommend it. Like, if you know what you're doing, if you like feel like you want to have a challenge and, you know, doing a lot of, you know, twitching and stuff, then, you know, it's maybe something for you. But for most people who just want to sit down and edit videos and make music, get something like the Mac Mini, or something, you know, like a MacBook if you can afford it. So that was it, you know. I'm sorry if the title was misleading. I didn't mean to make it sound like this is my review of the latest Mac Mini or anything like that. So it's not. But also check out the option to get something like an eGPU, where you can like connect an external graphics card. If you can get that connected with this, you could do some serious damage. So yeah, no, you know what, you seriously, like, you'd be surprised how quick this thing is. One minor thing that I need to add to this whole thing is I've tried to connect this to my 4K monitor. Not a good idea. Not a good idea. The HD 3000 graphics card is just not up for it. But full HD, no problem whatsoever. You can even go with Quad HD. That will also work. But 4K, nope. Just a big nope on that. It's laggy. It's 30 hertz and it's just not worth it. Okay, well, that was it for today's episode. I really hope you enjoyed this video / podcast, and if you did, let me know in the comments section below. Hit that like button to show this channel support, and if you have any questions, let me know. Thank you for watching. I seriously mean that. I wish you a happy day. Take care.